So next model what we are going to cover is like this test case design techniques. So there are different types of test case techniques.
This conference will now be recorded.
So there are different types of test case design techniques. We can call it as design techniques normally. So one is static techniques, and there are dynamic techniques, and there is something called black box techniques, which is most commonly used by the testers. Whether the name indicates that black box testing, you know what is black box testing. So it is other functional testing, so it is like black box techniques. And there are few which are called like experienced based techniques. So these are normally it relates to the people who are having more experience in the particular project, or overall the people who are having more experience in IT field, so in testing. So this is like same technology some people would have worked before, or the same project someone is working for a long time, so his experience is vast, he knows many things in the application. So he knows how the application works, and he knows like where the application may go wrong, and where the application may go wrong. So in he it is like the experience will tell them like where even if he has not worked in the same kind of domain before, like someone has worked in healthcare domain and someone is working in the banking domain now, they can even have adopt this to these techniques, because they know how testing works, and they know like in where exactly it may fail, the application may fail. So with their experience they will do some testing which will be very useful. So that is what the experience matters, which will be very useful. So that is called as a, like experienced based techniques. So we will cover one by one. Now first the topic what we was like is the static techniques. So static techniques, there are four important things. One is like informal reviews, walkthroughs, technical reviews, and inspection. So we will go one by one. What is informal reviews? So as the name indicates, informal is like informal, there is no formal everyone is given a formal one day or some time before itself they had been intimated like there will be a review or there will be a meeting at this time, you all gather together to this meeting room. So it is not that kind of review, it is a informal review, like they suddenly discuss something, they go to the meeting room, or they sit in the same place where they are sitting and they do the review. uh, Mostly these informal reviews walkthroughs are mostly carried out by the developers and the testers as well. Testers as well do these for their test case document, test plan, estimation, test reports, etc., etc. So these informal reviews has been carried out by both the developers and the testers. So so informal reviews is nothing but like someone has developed a particular functionality in application. So suddenly they all gather together, they review that, they they give suggestions. So it is all carried out before the application is been as application is been committed, the code has been committed, or the test cases has been finalized. In testers point of view, before the test cases has been finalized or the test plan has been finalized, these informal reviews will be carried out. Like they will informally, they will without any meeting plan or anything, they will just gather together and they will review the test cases, they will review the test plan, etc. So so main thing, what is informal review, I have taken some bullet points. So it is mostly the informal review is like within the team, and they do the code has been covered properly or no, in the developer's point of view, whether the code has been covered, whether the code what the developer has been written is giving the correct output, and the application has been developed in a proper way. This all comes in informal review, and this mostly carried out in the initial stage of the development of the application or initial stage of the testing of the application. Okay, this is informal review. Next is walkthroughs. Walkthroughs are nothing but like it is also a kind of informal walkthrough, or just we can call it as walkthrough. Walkthrough is nothing but like I am a developer or I am a tester. So I will be assigned for some modules to develop or some modules to do the testing. So what I will do is from tester's point of view, so I had been assigned, for example, a login screen. So I will give you a walkthrough to the rest of the teams. So in walkthroughs, mostly the higher level management are not involved, like managers or above the manager levels. They will not be involved in mostly the walkthroughs. This walkthrough is mostly the walkthrough which the particular tester or developer gives within the team. So he will take to them to a meeting room or in his place itself, and he will give a walkthrough what he is been writing, what test cases he has been writing, or what testing he has been doing. So for example, I am doing a login screen. I will give a walkthrough of my test cases, what are all scenarios I have covered, like username should not accept more than 15 characters, or password should be encrypted. This kind of testing and all I am going to do, and I have written test cases for that. So I will give, and I have prepared a test plan like this. I have prepared an estimation like this. Like this, I will give a walkthrough. It is like a informal, and it is the walk. These walkthrough are something like before everything has been finalized, like before the test cases has been approved, before the test plan has been approved from the customer or from the manager. These walkthroughs has been carried out within the team within the team, and maybe the team lead will be going through, the team lead will be involved in this, and he will give suggestions. Other teammates are also can give the suggestions for this. And it is normally like, or if he is a developer, the developer will give a walkthrough like what kind of coding he is writing for. I mean, it is mostly like he has written code, and he will give the walkthrough of his code, like what code and all I have written, how I am handling the exception, how I am handling the looping, how I am handling the conditions. These all walkthroughs are what is the output of his code, how the application will look once how from this code. So he will give a walkthrough of his code and how output. So and the others will give suggestions. Other will say like the code can be used in a different way, this code can be written in this way. So they give suggestions. So mostly suggestions are not given in walkthroughs. Walkthrough will be mean not many suggestions, because that will happen in informal reviews. So there will be suggestions, but it will not be a whole bunch of suggestions. It will be just a walkthrough what I am doing, what I have done. So from a tester's point of view, the tester will give like what kind of test cases he has written and what are all he is covering. He will give a walkthrough to the rest of the team. So this each tester will be doing to the rest of the team, so that the rest of the team will be aware of what that particular tester is doing or the particular developer is doing. So technical reviews are mostly done in development as well as testing. So technical reviews, so this is the next step of the walkthrough. So walkthrough will be like something like I will give a walkthrough of what test cases I have written, what test plan I have prepared, what is my estimation, what is my what is the documents I have used, what is like, he will give a walkthrough of what he is doing to rest of the team. Technical reviews is something, it is also happens within the team, not with the manager or the upper management. So technical reviews are something like the team will review the code or the test case document or the testing documents. So the team will gather together, it will be a formal meeting, team will gather together and the team will review the I mean the team will.
This conference will now be recorded.
So these are all about static techniques. Okay. So now we are covering through the technical reviews. So technical reviews is nothing but like it is a proper, I mean, it is also called as an informal review. So you can see like so yeah, something which we have to cover in walkthrough also. The walkthroughs also can be defined as two types of walkthroughs. One is like informal walkthrough. So this is like within the team, they will do a walkthrough. Like the developer or the tester will explain what kind of testing or what kind of test cases he has written or what kind of code he has done. This is kind of informal walkthrough. So formal walkthrough is again it is the inspection. So we will cover this formal walkthrough there. So technical reviews. Now we are talking about technical reviews. Technical reviews is nothing like you will review the technical aspect of the uh, test cases or the code development code. So technical reviews is nothing but the team will gather together. So walkthrough is what, like we are giving walkthrough of what we have done. Next part which is coming as review of the walkthrough. So that they will arrange a meeting or we will gather, the team will gather and they will review the test cases or test case documents or development code, and they will give suggestions. They will review the code or line by line or review the test cases by case or what are all the test case document present, and they will give their review commands, so that if the review commands is accepted by everyone or if it is proven valid, then that review commands will be implemented by the tester or the developer. So the technical review is nothing but they will review the code or they will review the documents, the test case documents, test cases. Mostly it is done for the test cases. So some we can have a technical reviews for a test plan or other things as well, like estimation and everything. So inspection is kind of a formal walkthrough, we can say, or it is like a formal meeting with the upper management, like managers or sometimes above the managers and within the team. And they will inspect. This inspection is mostly not carried out in the code level or test case level. They don't go each and every line and do. So they will mostly the inspection will be, they will be inspecting how the application has been developed, how the application has been progressed, how the application is coming up. Yes, inspection will be done sometimes to in code level or test case level also, but not to the greater extent. They will simply see how the output, application output is there, how application has been developed, how it is progressing, and how the development activities are going on. So this will be included upper management as well. So it is kind of a formal review. So that is what they don't go through the code much or the test case much. They will do sometimes, but mostly it is like how the application has been developed. Okay, so this is about inspection. Then comes our dynamic techniques. We can call it as a structural techniques as well. So it is mostly white box testing technique. So this most of them are white box testing technique. I have the static technique also is like mostly it is white box technique. It is done in the code level. Mostly these reviews, walkthroughs, everything is done in the code level. But I have related that to the testing level. It's because it happens in testing as well, but mostly done by the test team, and sometimes the developers also get involved in that. So structural techniques mostly covers, it is as I said, it is on the code level. So at the code level, what are all the major things, like you will cover the statement coverage, branch coverage testing, path, conditional coverage, and loop coding loop coverage testing. So first we will go to the statement coverage. So it is mostly, as I said, it is mostly done for the code level and it is mostly done for the development code. So statement coverage, for example, we can say like statement. Yeah, the developer is having the statements in application. Statement is like uh, logged in successfully, and and a customer is added successfully. So these kind of statements are like this kind of like when you are adding, it is a statement. So these kind of statements are covered properly or no, they do the uh, I mean, they do the testing of that. See, for example, here I am taking an example as a equal to 10, b equal to 20.